Hello, welcome to Healing with podcast. I am Marissa McDevitt, your host, mindset coach, mentor, and founder of Healing Center. Tired of all the BS? So was I. This podcast is my raw, unfiltered take on life, sharing my personal experiences, lessons, and healing practices that helped me break free from the cycles that no longer serve me. I'm just an average woman who decided to stop settling and start speaking up. Here we dive deep into the messy, beautiful, and sometimes painful realities of life, business, and relationships. No fluff, no judgment, just real talk, real growth, and real transformation. This is a safe space for anyone, women, men, and all the beauties in between. So who's ready to raise their standards, heal, and step into their power? Let's learn, grow, and evolve together. Now tune in and let's talk about it. Everyone talks about becoming the highest version of yourself, but no one talks about what it actually costs. Because stepping into a new identity isn't always exciting. Sometimes it's lonely, uncomfortable, and misunderstood. What shifting identities really looks like. This isn't just glow-ups and good energy. It's losing long-term friends, outgrowing people you thought would be in your life forever, feeling misunderstood, distancing from draining family dynamics, and choosing growth over comfort. And sometimes becoming your best self means letting go of everything that has felt familiar. And the year of the snake showed me that. And is still happening to this day. I am still learning. A part of me is holding on to my past. But the majority of is pushing me to move forward, to rise higher, to call in what is to come. But shifting into identities, there's a huge sacrifice. Lots of sacrifices, honestly. It's not easy. Shifting into a new identity for your future self to who you truly want to become is not easy. The sacrifices are like saying no to going out. I used to go out all the time. Well, not all the time. I mean, obviously when I was younger, all the time, but go out to shows. I used to go to a lot of raves and concerts and dinners. And now I don't at all. The sacrifice is staying in to work on your vision. I have no ambition to do anything but be at home and work on all my projects for my future that I'm building. And choosing discipline over distraction, that one's hard. I'm still going through that. And distractions for me are not like the typical distractions like people have, like, watching TV or going out with their friends. Mine is more because I have so many projects going on, I need to focus on one at a time. And showing up for yourself when you don't feel like it. That one is hard. And it is the most rewarding feeling when you do. Even if it's just, for example, me going to the gym 3 times a week now. I used to go 5 times a week. Now I've only been going almost 1 time a week because I've been so busy. And that's kind of a excuse because I could sacrifice more sleep and get up and do it. Absolutely. But right now, this month is just extremely busy. I bartend a lot and I work long hours and it takes a lot of my energy. So in the mornings, I like to get up and I like to create. And then when I finally do have a day off, then I can make it to the gym. But when I'm bartending at night, I get up and I have about 4 hours before I have to go to work. So I create. I sit at my computer. I journal. I meditate. I read. I record a podcast episode. You're building a life most people won't understand yet. So when you're diving into all these sacrifices, this is you showing up for you to make your future self version come to life. So not going out anymore. I like to stay home. I like to work on my projects. I'm working on my podcast. I'm working on my book. I'm working on my Reiki room. We got everything out of the room, cleared it all out, decorated it. Now I'm starting to put everything back in so I can start calling in clients again. And wow, what does shifting into your identity really look like is doing more inner work. This is where the real transformation happens. So inner work can look like journaling, breath work, meditation, reflecting on what triggers you and what doesn't, taking accountability for your actions, and changing patterns that you know that needs to be changed. You're not just changing your life. You're rewiring how you respond to it. It's a good one. And then my favorite part, the identity shift. You have to believe in a version of yourself and of your life that doesn't even exist yet. You need to hold vision before the results show. You act as your future self now, and you align to daily habits that your future self would be doing. Your reality starts catching up to what you consistently believe and act on. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm going to give you 5 steps into what that looks like. 1, a vision board and clarity. Get a vision board. Get a vision journal. You guys, clarity. Who do you want to become? What do you want it to look like? What does your dream life look like? And don't be small about it. Really colon what you want. If you don't know where you're going, you'll fall back into where you have been. So 2, identity affirmation. Who you are becoming. Speak it daily. Embody it. And stop saying, I want, and start saying, I am becoming. For me, my daily affirmations, I even have it right here on my whiteboard. I'll give you an example. I'm a conscious life coach. I'm a podcaster. I bartend for fun. I bartend to meet new people. I have aligned clients and major contracts. And I work full time for myself. That's just one of the little affirmations I say. Now my book, right? I am an author. I am a podcaster. I am a healer. We could say all those things all we want. But if we're not putting action in behind what we're saying, they mean nothing. So people are always like, oh, I put it on my vision board and nothing happened. Well, of course nothing happened. What action did you take to make it happen? You can't just slap it on your vision board and say, okay, I put it on my vision board. I'm calling it in. And take 0 steps to make that action, that dream come true. You have to put the work in. 3, deep inner work. Facing your patterns. Healing emotional triggers. And taking responsibility for your life, your emotions, and your actions. You can't create a new life with old patterns. Ooh. 4, have a support system. Like a mentor, coaches, content, or community. Even if it's on Facebook community or watching a YouTube, positivity on YouTube, or even having a podcast like this one for positive information, education. What you consume daily shapes who you become. Why do you think multi-millionaires are constantly learning. They don't stop learning. My coaches, my life coaches, all of them are constantly learning, listening to multiple podcasts, reading multiple books a week. I thought I was doing good with one a month. My coaches are reading a book a week. Imagine that. That's where it can be when you have the time, right? When you manage your time right. 5, faith and connection, like prayer, trust, and surrender. You won't always see the path, but you have to trust it's unfolding for you. So the 5 steps to shift into your identity was vision and clarity, identity affirmation, who you are becoming, deep inner work, you have to do it, have a support system, and have faith and connection to whatever that looks like to you. And 5 signs you're on the right path, even though it feels like you're not. Like this: people will fall away. Misalignment creates distance, not failure. 2, you feel misunderstood or judged. Not everyone will understand your growth, and that's okay. 3, your priorities change. Like for me, less partying and more purpose. 4, you become more intentional with your body. Yes, choosing better food, habits, and energy. 5, you feel more connected to your intuition. You have more clarity. Your inner voice is louder, and you self-trust. You have so much self-trust. And you start hearing yourself more clearly because you're actually listening. So here's the real truth. Growth is uncomfortable because you're leaving behind a version of you that once felt safe. But staying the same will cost you your potential. This feeling, like I said, has not been easy. From everything I've been through until this point, especially with losing friends. But there's this deep knowing within my body and my soul screaming at me, I'm on the right path. I'm on the right path. I'm on the right path. It may be really hard at times, because it is. But there are so many signs that I'm on the right path. And it's giving me the drive to keep going and going and going. And that's what I mean by when your inner voice gets louder. It's that type of feeling. Even coming down to the food that I eat. Having awareness that I need better food to fuel my vessel, to connect with spirit, to connect and create. I haven't had fast food in months, but a long time actually. Except for Culver's. Hey, I like Culver's. Culver's cheese curds. Oh, yeah. That's my weakness for fast food, actually. But besides the Culver's cheese curds, I don't eat fast food, okay? And my fiance, wow, he is just phenomenal at eating super clean. So I do have a very good mentor on that side. But working out, meditating, journaling. Right now, I'm in my writing era of my author of my book. So this all starts to shift when you go into your new identity, because you're raising your vibration, which in return, you do these things naturally that are leveling you up to the frequency that matches the timeline you're calling in. Which is why you don't have time to go partying anymore. All you want to do is sit and make podcasts, create YouTube, and write your book, right? And not everyone will understand that. And that's okay. Because you know what's good for you. And the people who do stay around, the people were staying in your life. But I know for a fact, multiple successful people lose so much and sacrifice so much to get to where they are. When you truly listen to what your mission is here on this planet, you truly can see which path to go down. So if you're in this season of your life where you're evolving, outgrowing, and stepping into a new version of yourself, this is exactly the work I guide people through. Inside my coaching, we focus on identity shifts, emotional regulations, breaking old patterns, building self-trust, and stepping into your next level. And remember, you don't have to navigate this alone. My links are in the bio. Go ahead and check them out. And today's affirmation I want to end on is, I release the version of me that no longer aligns. I trust the vision I am building. I show up for myself even when it's hard. I choose growth over comfort. And I honor the person I am becoming. Becoming her isn't easy, but staying the same was never an option. With much love. Have a beautiful day.